Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie, also known as the OG Princess Leia Organa, having a little fun with doing a May monthly reading for you. This is a new reading that I haven't done before. We're going to be using a yummy Celtic cross spread. These are still general readings, so do keep that in mind and take only what resonates, leave the rest. Check your sun, moon, rising, and north node readings for additional context and texture. You can also cross-watch for a friend or a loved one. If you're interested in your very own personal reading, I do have links in the description below. There are also links to donation options, and thank you so much for those of you who have donated. I'm just filled with so much gratitude for you. Every little bit helps me build and grow and bring you more and more good stuff. You can connect with me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Creators on the Crest. Okay, let's get this going, Scorpio. May the 4th be with you. You might be watching this on May the 4th or close to it. We're going to get the vibe for your overall reading here. There it is. Okay. Scorpio, nice. This is nice energy for you. You got lightness. May the light lift you to the surface. Ooh, you're being drawn to the surface, Scorpio. You spend so much time in the depths and the depths and the dark and the unknown and the mystery, and you're being called to the surface. So looks like something important might be going on for you for the month of May. Let's find out. It'll take me just a moment to lay out the cards here in the Celtic cross spread, and then we will see what's going on. Okay, yep. All right. All right. Whew, this is going to be different for you, Scorpio. This is going to be a little different than normal, maybe. The normal Scorpio way. But I'm seeing you here. You're showing up for yourself. Scorpio, you're starting off here in May with the energy of the Eight of Pentacles. You're working diligently on something. You're working hard on something. This could be a health kind of situation where you're working on your exercise plan. You're busy and you're active. You're actively doing it. You're very focused. This could also be a work project or even a hobby, something that you enjoy creating. The energy challenging you right now is the Five of Wands, almost like I get a sense of someone or something doesn't quite support you doing it, or they're kind of fighting for your time. Here you are focused on this, and some sort of energy is coming in and taking you off, and it causes conflict. It's definitely an energy of conflict coming in. We'll get some clarifiers here shortly. In your focus, you get the Ten of Wands. Okay, now here I see you going into, or definitely wanting to go into, a deep, thoughtful place. But then you have this energy where you're being called to be lifted to the surface, right? Now, this is going to be where the dynamic gets a little tricky for you, because it's like you kind of want to give yourself a break because you have felt burdened by some things and you would kind of like to see some of those burdens be lifted, but it's almost like you can't help yourself. Like you still are in such a place of contemplation. And this wig is itchy, so I have to itch and adjust from time to time. In the past, you're showing me the Hermit. So this could be having to do with you coming to the surface too. You may have been spending some time deep within your own self, very introspective. You may have really been working on something, possibly a pattern or some sort of habit or something. Again, for some of you, I'm getting this is related to your health and exercise in some way, perhaps. Again, we'll get clarifiers, but that's come up several times now in the energy. In your strength, you have the Page of Pentacles. This is the slow and steady wins the race. This is remain remain eager and curious. But don't worry about things moving super slow. Those, steady, consistent gains, if you are doing the workout thing, are very important. And or as you complete a project, an order, whatever it is you're working on, spending a moment just to have appreciation for that. That's, you're acknowledging the work that went into whatever you're focused on here. There's a real slowdown and acknowledgement of that. In the future, you've got the King of Cups energy coming through. I feel like this is you. You're like, hello, this is me. Maybe a whole different version of me, but this is me nonetheless, and showing up. And you could see here, remember, the energy was lifting you to the surface, made the light lift you to the surface, and he's sitting on the water in his throne on the top of the water. So he's definitely to the surface. So whatever this process is that you're going to be going through in May, it's supposed to be happening, and you are going to maybe feel a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit different for you. In the support position or the advice position, you have the Knight of Cups. Just move forward from your heart. That is what you're being called to do. You always find your way when you move forward from your heart. Allow yourself to be lifted. We got a little thunder going outside. Allow yourself to be uplifted into your heart space, maybe from some of the more depths of the sacral energies, and maybe you've been working on like your gut health and things like that, and paying attention to that, and you're allowed to come up into your heart a little and have a little celebration and move forward in that direction. Your ecosystem, you're showing me the Hanged Man. I'm actually getting that your ecosystem is a place where you can kind of have those moments where you're relinquishing the heavy responsibilities that you're taking on. I don't know if you have like a tree in your backyard. I'm literally seeing like this, he's hanging from a tree. There may be a specific tree you're connected to, or a little walking path that you go on. I'm seeing all kinds of little nature critters like squirrels and birds and little snakes and like everything that comes out here in the Northern Hemisphere for the springtime. I feel like wherever you go to unplug, wherever you go, I don't get this as a stuck energy. I get this as a necessary energy, a part of your, environment where, and I do feel like it's some sort of nature ecosystem where you really you can unplug and you can kind of feel yourself be lifted, because it's not as heavy when you're in this place or connecting with whatever this is, the tree, the birds. In your hopes and fears, you have the Page of Cups. Lots of cups going on here. I think at some time or at some point you might feel like, or you have felt like, that if you take time out, like it actually sets you back. And then you feel like you kind of lose control of everything. So when you check out to have that unplugged time and just be with yourself and feel these energies of lightness that are trying to come in from a very magical perspective, what I'm seeing is these are like codes coming in from your greater being. Like you are ready to receive that. But when you unplug to actually get in the energies to be able to do that, you start to have this fear of like you won't be able to manage everything or something. So there's some sort of a bit of a block there, almost like it takes you back a step. That's what I feel like, from that Knight of Cups where you're just moving forward in your natural state to, now I feel like maybe I don't know. I thought I knew, but I don't know. Maybe somebody's, you do have this conflict coming in. Maybe somebody's making you feel bad about your time spent, perhaps. In the outcome, you get the Eight of Swords, and these are those kind of lockdown, self-imposed thoughts. And I'm really interested to get clarifiers there, because remember, these are thoughts that we impose on ourselves that do actually end up holding us back. And since you have fears there in the month of May, you might get a little drawn into that. You might get a little bit tied up with some sort of fear, or feeling like there could be for some of you an actual setback, a bit of a setback. But I always say setbacks are setups for comebacks. So if you have that attitude, if you apply that lightness to any heavy situation, I think that's going to be key. All right, let's look at this, what you're working on diligently. You've got this Eight of Pentacles and you're really focused and working on something. King of Swords and Three of Wands. Well, you're definitely determined to finish what you started, is what you're showing me here. So something that you've begun, you're definitely determined to finish it. You honestly, it seems like for some of you, you might be in a bit of a long game. Maybe like me, you're building a YouTube channel, you're building a social media platform. You're very determined, you're very sharp, you're very slick. I like what you're doing here. I like the confidence that I see in you. At times, you might feel like you have to take a step back, and maybe it is this unplug that I'm seeing here that you need in your environment, and so you're showing me that once again. But I feel like it's just kind of a natural, like, yeah, you need to go at it really tough sometimes, but then with that lightness coming in and having the light lift you to the surface, you almost need to bob up and get some air, you know. It's like you go under, you do your thing, you're really super focused in the depths of whatever you're doing, and then you have to come up for air. Let's look at this Five of Wands that's challenging you right now. The Hanged Man and the Nine of Pentacles. Now this makes me feel like maybe you haven't been able, maybe you've been really trying to intend to get to your happy place, get to your happy tree, get out in nature more, and you're just so close, but every time you try to get there, something comes up. You have to tend to making dinner or taking care of a child or picking somebody up or giving somebody a ride, or you know, you get the phone call and something interferes. It kind of feels like that kind of energy where conflict is coming in every time you're trying to do your unplug. Let's look at this focus here, because this is deep thinking energy, but also illumination. You may be trying to figure out a new way to, now remember I felt the health influence for some of you, for a new way to navigate certain things that are going on in your body. This could be like hormone balancing. This could be muscle memory kind of thing, working out, like, and working with specific weights. It's challenging for you. You are showing me a bit of a challenge in that it kind of weighs heavy on you. You might also be judging yourself a little bit here. This could also be tied up to how you feel about your success, or that something may be kind of coming in where you feel like discouraged, maybe a bit discouraged at times. Yet I think if you just stay focused on being consistent and being steady and moving forward with this Chariot, with the nice controlled forward momentum, you can pause when you need to, you can unplug and get a little rejuvenated, get a little refreshed, but then get back in the Chariot and move forward a little bit more. I think it will help release some of the burden and bring in some of the lightness. And it may be that you're trying to strike that balance and you're very aware of like, oh, I'm really trying to strike this balance right now. Doesn't mean it's not challenging. You're gaining something from it though. You're gaining some, I just want to say, higher level wisdom from this. Remember I talked about those light codes kind of coming in. I think that's a thing for you for some reason. In the past, to clarify the Hermit, so maybe you were taking more time, more solitude within the past, or maybe you weren't on your workout program, you're just thinking about it and you were envisioning it and you were kind of going deep. You get the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Cups. I feel like at some point you just had to say, okay, you know, I have thought this into the ground. I have thought about this so much. I've thought it here, I've thought it there, I've thought it everywhere, and I need to just move now. I need to love myself enough to move forward with this thing that I'm working on here that is really healthy for me, that is good for me, okay? It's a good thing for you. It's a beautiful thing. And you needed to step more into your own energies and say, okay, it doesn't matter if I don't have every little thing in place. At this point, I need to get going. So you're showing me a completion of the Hermit. You've completed the Hermit. Nice. Good work, because that's hard. That's hard. You actually got moving on it, which is good in your own beautiful way. The Page of Pentacles is clarified by the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Ooh, this is cool energy for you, Scorpio, because here you are being asked to pause and take a look at what you've produced. And really, this is in your strength here. So I want you to anchor in the energy as you're looking at every product, whatever it is you're creating. If it's your biceps, you need to check your biceps and like really admire them in the mirror. If it's a beautiful meal that you made, a nice healthy meal, your beautiful smoothie that you made, or you just juiced some fresh veggies, really taking a look at things, really like anchoring them into your experience with that King of Pentacles there and allowing that to just light you up. This could go for anything that you're creating, whether it's a product, social media, reels, and different videos and things. Just spending a moment and enjoying the delight and anchoring that delight into you. And because this is firing you up and this is your strength. You're able to move through these energies right now with a lot of strength, and it's propelling you. And that could be part of what's lifting you to the surface here and lightening things for you. Let's look at this King of Cups in the future. The Queen of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. No, the 10 of Pentacles, even better, much better, actually. So here you are, the King of Cups. You're kind of risen to the surface of the water, essentially, like if we want to get really spiritual on ourselves here, we could say that, you're kind of so light that you're walking on water. You feel like you're gliding on the water. For some of you, if you're surfers or you paddleboard or anything along the lines of like gliding on the water, even skipping rocks on the water might be a fun activity for you. You're showing me that the Queen of Swords can come in, right? Because you had the King of Swords in the beginning. You're really focused on all this stuff. So yes, you want that King of Swords energy when you're really super focused and you're working on producing whatever it is. You're in the middle of your workout, right? Or you are really focused on making this one product. But when you are in your time of like unplugging, and when you are in the lighter energies, you're just going to intuitively feel this within yourself. That's when you bring in the Queen of Swords energy and you're like, ooh, look, not only can I work hard and do all that, but I can also play hard. This can glide for me. And so she brings in, while she's still sharp and determined and everything, she brings in a lighter energy for you that is more of a gliding. And this is coming in the future here. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles, and it actually adds to the stability of your home. So if you've been like interrupted or pulled into all of these directions, it's not going to do you any good to stay all in that King of Swords and all focused on that product. I gotta grind it in. That lowers you down into the depths even further. Remember, this theme is about lightness and lifting to the surface, and that's what the Queen of Swords is helping you do. She's like a breath of fresh air in this particular position. Let's look at this Knight of Cups in your advice support. The Seven of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, I think you're a wee bit tired of other people's opinions on something, or someone else, it could be somebody specific, but I feel like it's multiple opinions. You could be dealing with haters out there. You could be dealing with trolls out there. And yeah, that's just that you're being asked to move forward with your true authentic heart and your true authentic self, no matter what is coming externally. You keep your flame lit, you keep your heart light aglow, and let nothing stop you from moving forward. Even someone that's close to you who's might be throwing shade onto you. Okay, let's look at this, unplug time, this ecosystem, your special tree, wherever you go. you get the Queen of Pentacles and the Strength card. This is a place that you go, and I feel like only you go there. When you go, you just go by yourself. If you don't have this place, it's time for you to create that space. I feel like it's outside in nature, but you could also do it indoors. I mean, right now there's storms outside here. So maybe you have a small room or a corner in your home where you can go. You can have your own like little peace altar or something like that. And with the Queen of Pentacles and the Strength card, everything, when you do that and you get in that space, everything gets rejuvenated. You are stronger, because over here in your strength position, you have the King of Pentacles, and over here in your ecosystem, when you make time to unplug in this way, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is a union that you then achieve within yourself. That's cool. So that should be a priority for you. Let's look at this Page of Cups. This is where I feel like you feel maybe a setback or a step back. Clarifying her is the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, well, this could be, Scorpio, that something new that comes along that you may think is a setback or you may think is a step back actually really holds the elements of a new beginning for you. Again, health comes up once again, working out. Maybe you just get really sore and you have to have a couple, instead of one recovery day, you have to have two, and you think you're set back, but it actually, then you come back even stronger than before. But this is there's also patience being called in here, where you have to give yourself the time, strategize. Maybe you are working on your workout plan or your exercise plan or your movement plan. It can even just be a simple mobility plan where you're just trying to walk more or go to your happy place more, or wherever it might be. And, you haven't just like in your life, because you do have other responsibilities and things going on, and you have this depth that you normally take yourself into. It might just be that you haven't worked out the formula quite perfectly yet, that it's not really a setback, but you might perceive it that way, I think. But I'm actually seeing like you having a whole new way of figuring out how to navigate the physical world, particularly your schedule. Your schedule might be shifting, or it could be a small setback that inspires you to shift your schedule, and then you can move forward in a more stabilized way. Let's look at this outcome. You have this Eight of Swords. This is kind of that self-imposed, stinking thinking kind of stuff. But you know what this might also be? This also, I'm going to look at this really differently now with the cards that have clarified. You may have a choice here with the Seven of Cups and the Empress coming in. You may go ahead and nurture your thoughts, commit yourself to nurturing your thoughts in a different way than you have before. So you may be actually restricting certain ways of thinking, or it could be that you may take a little break from, and I'm throwing things down. You may take a little break from going so deep as I throw things down into, I'm committed to lifting up. I'm committed to bringing lightness to my body, literally losing weight, literally unburdening yourself somehow. And you're really going to be looking at choosing to think differently and in a more nurturing way for yourself. That, I think, may be the case here with that Empress coming in there, and it's showing you new choices. So you actually might be surprising me once again with your ability to navigate this. You might actually allow yourself to be lifted to the surface. I'm interested. You're playing with this energy. I'm very interested. Okay, Scorpio, you're the one who threw the curveball and are surprising me this time. Very interesting. Very interesting, but you always have this way. And we'll see how June and July go for you, because yeah, this is, I'm ready for the next chapter now. I'm like, what's going to happen next? Scorpio, let's get you a card from the Starseeds Oracle to close out your reading. You get Earth Pulsing, Pulse of the Mother, Slow Down, Time in Nature. Y'all, I said that in the reading. I saw that. A mysterious pulse is woven through all of life. The planet itself has a rhythm. You can see it in the seasons and in the tides. In our world of artificial lighting, long working hours, and modern conveniences, it's easy for us to feel stuck and off kilter. It's time to reconnect with nature and surrender to the pulse of the earth. Earth pulsing is my favorite tool for surrendering to the rhythmic pulse of the mother and the entire universe. Download an earth pulsing meditation, for example. All right, there is an affirmation here. I surrender to the pulse of the mother. May my heart beat in unison with her. Wow, that's really beautiful, Scorpio. And I was definitely feeling like you and your nature happy place is really what helps you lighten the load and illuminates you and just helps you navigate, makes you stronger, makes you feel so much better. Scorpio, may the force be with you. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time.